Greetings, true believers. Joe Pal Spider-Man. Welcome to another shave video of mine. Just enjoying some espresso out of my Shaving Cadre mug. The Cadre is getting ready to turn 2. And so we're all excited about that. Chad just announced a item that's going to be in the anniversary kit. And it is a keychain that doubles as a bottle opener. I've had one of those on my keychain ever since college. So that was 25 years ago. I got my keychain, and I've had it on my keys ever since. So I'm never without a bottle opener, always ready as needed. And it'll be cool to get one of those with the Cadre logo on it. I'm really going to enjoy it. Mine is plastic. This one was aluminum. So it's going to be a much nicer piece to have. Really cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, Chad. I know there's a lot of things going into this kit that aren't going to be shared. They're going to be surprises, but thanks for giving us a little preview of that. I got a new soap today from Katie's Bubbles. Just saw somebody post that 322 is back in stock. I didn't hear about this one until well after its initial release, and they were already sold out. 322 is from the logo of the Skull and Bones Secret Society. So this is kind of a tribute to that, and the scent is supposed to evoke those feelings of, being in a gentleman's club, being in an old-timey den where these, secret societies would have met. It's vetiver, patchouli, Haitian vetiver, actually. Haitian vetiver, patchouli, oak moss, and black currant, which for me is amazing. Those are like individually four of my favorite scents. Like, I love vetiver, love patchouli, love black currant, especially love oak moss, and have all of those into one product for me was just a no-brainer. I had to have this one. This will be my first Katie's Bubbles product. I kind of narrowed down all my purchases. I can't stop smelling this stuff. Shave soap purchases, and kind of narrowed it down to just a few artisans. But had to branch out for this one just to get this scent. And so far, I'm glad I did. I really love the scent of this. And also got the matching aftershave splash. But to make this shave even more special, I have a brush that is perfect for this soap. It is my Paladin Skull and Bones. It doesn't get any more perfect than this. This is literally from the Skull and Bones logo, and their logo is this almost exact Skull and Bones, and then there's just a little 322 down here. So this Skull and Bones and this 322, it's just, there's never been a better brush soap aftershave combo ever. So I was thinking about doing this one initially. This is another Paladin, and has the In Rasura Veritas, which means in shaving truth. And it does have some like Masonic symbolism in there. It's got the all-seeing eye in there. It's got some skulls in the background. So this is a very Secret Society-ish brush, which I was half tempted to use this one just because I love this brush, but you got to go with the Skull and Bones logo if you're using the Skull and Bones soap, right? So that's what I'm doing. And today is also February 1st, which means it's One Blade February time. So right now is going to be the first shave of February using my Persona blade. I buy these locally at the BX, which is basically a smaller version of Walmart, but it's on a base. So Air Force bases have BX's base exchange, or Army posts have a PX post exchange. Navy exchange called the NEX. Every service has their own exchange, which is just their store where they sell everything that Walmart does except for groceries, because the commissary is separate. So basically a small version of a Walmart, but no groceries. Anyways, long story short, that was a long story long. Why did I say short? But what I mean is I'm cutting that off. I'm not saying any more about that. We're just moving on to the razor. I'm going to be using my Yuma razor. I love this thing. It's very mild, and I think it's going to help me with the longevity in my one blade February, which means I'm using this one single blade for the entire month of February. I'm going to load it in my razor right now. You can see it's the Persona. They don't really have any labelings on them. They just have the arrows. But I am closing this bad boy up, and I will not open this or touch it or do anything with it all month. It's staying just like this. I know a lot of people, when they're trying to get more shaves out of a blade, they'll take this apart, they'll clean it out, they'll rinse it in alcohol or barbicide or what have you. They seem to think that it helps clean up the edge. Personally, I think if you're opening and closing a razor, that you're adding some deflection into the blade, and you might be doing something to it to affect the longevity. I don't know. There's no science behind that. That's just something that I've always kind of thought, because I get really good longevity out of a blade, and I don't touch it. I just leave it in here and just let it be. So, all that said, let's get to the shave. Again, this is my first go with Katie's Bubbles, but I've heard really good things about it. I know it was kind of, they've been around for a while. I just never really looked into them that much. I know there was a few scents back in the day that were really popular, and a few people got in on that. They've gone through some changes over the years with different containers. I couldn't use this every day, but it is a really, really good scent. Like, I think I would kind of get, some scents you kind of get sick of after a while. Some scents are just good enough to use all the time. This is one that I really enjoy, but it is kind of dark, and I don't think that I would really like using it every single day, which is fine. Got lots of other soaps to use. Lather so far is looking pretty good, really thick. Trying to add enough water into it, which it looks like it's going to take quite a bit of water. First time lathering, so probably lathered a little bit too much, or loaded a little bit too much soap into my brush, but always like to err on the side of getting too much rather than not enough. I think we're about good. I'm going to add one more drizzle of water in there. But it's feeling pretty good. Look at that. Almost 10 minutes in, I haven't even started shaving yet. But my shave will be quick. So again, with the longevity challenge, For everybody that's doing it, thanks for joining. I think there's like 18 or 19 people doing it with me this month on the cadre, which is awesome. And I know not everybody can get this kind of longevity. It takes a while to get used to feeling the blades and knowing what you can get away with. And sometimes you just have a bad shave, and sometimes it's not necessarily the blade. And a lot of people, as soon as they get a bad shave, they figure it's the blade giving up and they get rid of it. Well, this is kind of a method of forcing you to maybe think about the fact that maybe it's not the blade that's doing that, and give it another go and see if you can keep going with that blade. My first time doing it, it was a real eye-opener on what kind of longevity you can actually get from a blade. And I'm not using these blades for a long period of time to prove a point. I'm not doing it to just arbitrarily get X number of shaves and suffering bad shaves in the process. I'm honestly using them as long as they stay comfortable and they keep giving me a good shave. I never arbitrarily pitch a blade after X number of shaves, and like, I know some people do, and I always hate that. Like, I always hate hearing that. Like, oh yeah, I'm 3 and done. I use it 3 times and then I pitch it. Like, why not try 4? Like, see what it's like on that 4th shave. And I think a lot of that stems from people earlier in their shaving careers. Maybe at that point their technique wasn't very good, and maybe they're shaving a little bit too steep with the angle of the blade, and maybe at that point 3 was all they could get out of a blade, and then they did start to get rough or tug or whatever. But as you progress and as you get more experienced and your technique improves, I think you can get a lot more out of a blade. And some people still they get stuck in that mindset of 3 and done. And they argue, well, blades are cheap, so it doesn't really matter. And you can't argue with that. I mean, you can get blades for 10 cents a piece, so 3 and done, you're only spending 3 cents per shave. But if I use this blade, if they're 3 and done, then they're using 100 blades a year. If I use this blade for 2 months, let's just say I use it for a month. Well, now compared to their 100 blades, I'm only using 12 blades. So they're cheap, but that's still a pretty big difference in the amount of razors that I'm using. They're using maybe $15, $20 worth of blades, depending on what blade you're using and how much they cost. Anywhere between $10 and $20 a year on blades, and I'm using like $1 worth of blades in a year. So over the course of a year, does $9, $10 make a difference? No, but that's just how I look at it. I don't know. But I do think that it shouldn't be arbitrary. You should use a blade until it's done. And if that's 3, then that's fine. If your 3rd shave is a bad one, then sure, pitch it. But a lot of people are like, yep, I had 3 good shaves, it's gone. Well, the 4th one could be good too. And I get it, like, some people don't want to risk having a bad shave, and they know they can get 3 good ones out of it, and so past experience, maybe the 4th shave was bad for them, and they don't want to repeat that. I get it. But if your technique is improving, you could get more out of it. That's my only point. But these Personas and my other favorite blade, my Feathers, I can easily get a month out of. Oftentimes 2 months, and sometimes more. But so what I do, I never really ever get to the point where a blade is uncomfortable, at least in my favorite blades. I've used some other blades that, yes, I did not like the feel of them, or after 4 or 5 shaves, it did start to feel rough. Those are exceptions, and those are blades that I don't want to use. I like using the blades that work best for me. And so, yes, I get it. There are some blades that for me, yes, it probably is a 3 and done, a 4 and done, who knows? But my blades last me much longer, and that is what I like. So, my point is, I don't ever get to the point using these blades where I get an uncomfortable shave. I don't get tugging, pulling. The only way that I know that the blade is on its way out is by feeling my face. So, generally speaking, 5 o'clock rolls around, after work, getting home, you feel your face, you got your 5 o'clock shadow or whatever. You're getting some stubble in. It's been several hours since you shaved, your hair's growing, you're just going to feel stubble at some point in the day. So how I know that my blade is not working is when I feel my face around noon, and I'm feeling that level of stubble that I shouldn't be feeling until 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. When I'm feeling that stubble too early in the day, that's how I know my razor blade is not cutting close enough. That is when I know my blades are gone. So I never have that last uncomfortable shave. What I have is my last not close shave. And when that happens, that's when I know it's time for a new blade. I usually don't ever think about how many shaves are on a blade. I just use it until it's gone, and I rarely keep track. But since this is a challenge, I will definitely be keeping track. I have no doubt I'm going to get at least a full month of shaves off of that one. Now, it is February, and we picked February intentionally because it is the shortest month, but this year it's 1 day longer. So 29 days is what we're shooting for. But for everybody that's in the challenge, I know not everybody's going to be able to get, I don't even know what, I'm just gonna shake this up first. I know not everybody is going to get a full month of shaves out of one single blade. So if you can't, if your blade has given up, you are allowed to switch out a blade, but it has to be the same brand, the same type. If you're using Gillette 7 o'clock yellows, it's gotta be a Gillette 7 o'clock yellow that's going in the next one. If you're using a feather, it's gotta be a feather that goes back in. So the idea is that, you know, your first blade, maybe you got 7 shaves out of it. Put in another one. See if you can adjust your technique. Maybe get 8 shaves. Maybe 10. Who knows? Just see if you can improve. Learn anything from one blade to the next and see if you can get more longevity out of it. That's the goal. Man, this stuff smells amazing. I might have to get some more. Yeah, I put it on 3 times. that third application was just going to be on my arms, but I put it back on my face for some more. This stuff feels really, really good. This could be one of the best feeling artisan aftershaves that I've had. The dry down's real nice. Love the scent. Oh man, this stuff is amazing. And I didn't even put witch hazel on. I just skipped right by it. But this was a great shave. I think I love this aftershave even more than I like the soap. But I love it all. I definitely am gonna go look and see if I can get some more of that before it sells out again. Anyways, enjoy your shaves. Join us on the cadre, www.theshavingcadre.com. Come on out. It's one of the best forums out there for wet shaving enthusiasts. And if you're new to wet shaving, just checking out the channel, thank you very much. Join us on the cadre. If you got any questions, you can ask me a question below, or just join us on the forum and you'll get responses from tons of guys with lots of experience, and everybody's perfectly willing to help you out and get you going on your journey into wet shaving. I'm Spider, and we'll see you guys on the cadre. Later.